A Xenomorph hive is a terrifying maze of death. The structure is designed to both protect and conceal aliens as they wait to attack seemingly out of nowhere. Even if you make it through the Xeno onslaught to its inner chambers, a massive monstrosity awaits, the Praetorian, the elite royal guard, and it will stop at nothing to protect its queen. Weyland-Yutani has classified the Praetorian as a Stage 6 Plegarius Praepotens, an advanced stage of the Xenomorph XX121 that also includes the Crushers and the Queen. The name is derived from the Latin word praetor, a title given by Roman government officials to elected magistrates or army commanders who would then serve as personal guards for the emperor. The alien hive defenders are usually around 10 feet tall, dark blue to black in color, and are built like a larger version of the drone, with the addition of an enlarged ornate head crest similar in look, though a bit smaller than a queen's. A possible influence to their creation may be the Royal Guard aliens, encountered on Earth in 1994's Aliens vs. Predator arcade game. They certainly have the build and their savage nature, but we wouldn't encounter a Praetorian by name until AVP for PC in 1999. This evolution has since gone on to appear in other video games, comics, and some recent novels, and even though they would vary slightly with each iteration, they are all connected in their service to the hive. The United States Colonial Marines would have their first encounter with a Praetorian on the USCM Conestoga-class cruiser Tyargo, stationed above LV-426 in 1999's Aliens vs. Predator, where they were thought to be juvenile queens. However, the earliest Weyland-Yutani documentation on the creature comes from the game's follow-up, AVP-2, taking place on LV-1201, in the form of a text log titled Loose Ends. The Praetorian is the warrior of the hive, tough, massive, and ferocious. However, she is born quite humbly. Under the right pheromone conditions, runners and drones undergo a molting process extending over several years. During this time, the xenomorph skin thickens and hardens. As the alien enters a mid-phase, it emits its own behavioral pheromone, which in turn enrages the hive. Most will die during this phase. One strong enough to escape will wander the surrounding environment until her shell completes its hardening. Then, with the shell capable of reflecting small arms fire and a temper to match, she will return to assert her presence in the hive. For 2010's Aliens vs. Predator, Specimen 6, a xenomorph drone bred by Weyland-Yutani on BG-386, escapes and is able to become a Praetorian and then a queen. Its change was triggered when the Empress died, yet there are theories that suggest that it was aided by exposure to the Queen's royal jelly. After all, 6 did destroy and likely come into contact with several containers filled with the substance during its escape. In 2019, with the Alien role-playing game, royal jelly would be confirmed to be a key part in the creature's evolution. When a hive reaches a population of over 300 individuals, workers feed the Queen's chosen warriors with royal jelly until the transformation to Praetorian takes place. It is theorized that if a hive loses its queen, a Praetorian can molt into a new one. If this happened before another hive invaded, the old hive can be preserved. If not, the invaders take advantage of the leaderless Xenos and claim them for their own queen. With its massive size and horrible screams, these are one of the deadliest forms of Xenomorph XX121. While amongst other aliens, they are the leaders of the group, commanding their troops and calling for reinforcements as needed. This ability to manage resources while maintaining a goal shows an intelligence matched only by the queens. Due to their enormous size, they are forced to forego the stalking and surprise attacks of other aliens and instead use brute force when confronting a threat. To make up for this direct approach, they are extremely well armored, with accounts of them easily repelling rounds from the M56 smart gun. Their head crests make for devastating battering rams, and their teeth, claws, and tail all tear through even the most advanced armors like paper. This is enough for anyone to keep their distance, but even at range, they are efficient killers, unleashing an acid spit capable of hitting moving targets with amazing accuracy. They are the ultimate insurance for the Queen, her last line of defense, and her replacement when the time comes. Praetorians and their queens are among the xenomorph types that can be listed as pure breed aliens. Unlike the lower castes, the queens and her protectors do not employ the DNA reflexability, and no matter the host, will always have the same bipedal design. The only possible exception to this rule would be the Crusher, with some theorizing that they could be a Praetorian form of the Runner and Sentry type alien. But as of yet, they have not been observed molting into a queen, a key function of a Praetorian. The aliens discussed here are still Praetorians, but they are from unconfirmed encounters, or they were made to conform to things like video game mechanics or role-playing game mechanics even more so than previous examples. The most extreme case of this would be found on LV-742 for 2003's Aliens vs. Predator Extinction. Here, the queens can only be created from Praetorians, and there is no record of their implantation occurring via royal facehuggers. Instead, a standard ovomorph is morphed into a Praetorian egg, which in turn contains a Praetorian facehugger capable of producing the 6-stage alien from any host. And where other examples can only become queens, on LV-742, when a queen is already present, they are able to upgrade themselves into carriers and ravagers. The carriers are drone-like aliens, brown and pink in color, with extended dorsal tubes adapted to carry multiple facehuggers. While the Ravagers, also like oversized drones, are dark and light blue in color and specialized for close combat with massive blades for hands, a possible response by the Queen to heavy weaponry. Aliens Defiance from 2016 is a confirmed encounter, however, it is a unique and never before seen take on the Praetorian. When the comic was first released, the xenomorph that was leading the other aliens was drawn as an alien drone, but with later releases, it would be switched out for a new design, with concept art calling it an egg-morphing Praetorian. Instead of having the now common large head crest, the Defiance creature's head was only slightly larger than normal. There is even a note on the concept art stating that the alien is missing the inner mouth of normal xenomorphs, which would instead be replaced with a second row of teeth and interior mouth like the Deacon. The NECA figure of the alien states that the new specimen, having evolved in isolation, has developed the ability to produce a viscous substance capable of breaking down the genetic material of heavily cocooned hosts to produce new facehugger eggs in the absence of a queen until one is born. This is in reference to egg morphing or ovomorphing, an ability first seen by Big Chap in the director's cut of 1979's Alien. The process has been used by other drones, and this is the only example of it being done by a Praetorian. But again, the creature was originally intended to be a drone. The Pred alien that matured on Earth in 2007's AVP Requiem may also be a Praetorian. Unlike all other encountered Pred aliens, the example seen on Earth had a head crest more like that of other Stage 6 aliens. And it would also be the only one of its kind that has been seen collecting hosts with the ability to implant them with multiple xenomorphs. In 2015's Protoss board game, AVP The Hunt Begins, a new stage is discovered, the Royal Guard alien. They are only seen here, so it's uncertain if they'd be considered as 5th or 6th stage aliens, or perhaps something in between. And one last alien of note would be the giant crested xenomorph seen in 2014's Alien Armageddon. They are a creation of Weyland-Yutani and look very much like a supersized Praetorian. Even with all of these encounters, the RPG is quick to note that not everything is known about Plagiarius praepotens and its development cycle. It has been suggested that a queen will continue to grow as her hive does, reaching Tyrannosaurus rex proportions and Empress and Queen Mother stages that rule over several queens and several hives. There are reports of Praetorians molting into something called a Palatine, and rumors of a so-called alien king. But so far, reports of such transformations are unsubstantiated and only hypothetical. What will be found next on the frontier is anyone's guess. As for where they fit into the lineage of the alien, they have been reported to evolve from Stage 4 xenomorphs, the drones and the runners, and also from 5th stage aliens like warriors and workers. They are in similar, yet separate lines from the Crushers, the Palatines, and other rare or unconfirmed examples like the Raven and the Chrysalis. However, only the Praetorians line continues on, evolving into Queen and Empress aliens. When fully grown, they average a height of 10 feet tall, standing 3 to 4 feet above a standard fully grown xenomorph, which is why they seem so intimidating to the average human male who stands around 5'7". Their alien cousins, the Crushers, are around 6 feet on all fours, and even the Predator or Yachtja, a hunter of the aliens, are only 7-8 feet tall. But there is the upgrade Predator. He would make a nice matchup, standing only a foot above at 11 feet tall. The Palatine, a Queen Mother's Praetorian, and the Queen herself, along with the Ravagers and Carriers, are all 5 feet taller. And the largest of aliens, the Empress and the Queen Mother, are 5 times their size at 15 meters or around 50 feet tall. To learn more about the Alien Queen, or the class of aliens that make up her Royal Guard, try out one of these videos. Otherwise, take care, and I hope to see you next time.